Okay, girls, so let's go ahead and get yourself all cozied up on the ground. We are going to do a little bit of stretching. Like I said, we're going to go through the different stretches that are in the squat handbook that you may have from last year, but you will be getting the new updated one here in the next coming days, along with your updated squat challenge checklist. If you haven't received it yet, you will. This will be coming your way. For any reason you did not receive my email that says, yay, you're in, let me know. But you should all receive an email saying that you're in, followed by an email with your checklist, followed by an email with the squat handbook. All right? So look at this one. I can and I will because you all can and you all will. For those of you that fell off last year, you're doing it this year. It's happening because you can and you will. And I would never put a challenge out there that I knew you could not do. So print this out, put it up, and we will start checking those puppies off here on the 20th, on Father's Day, on a Sunday. It's an unplugged day, it's a Father's Day, and it's the start of a squat challenge. It's gonna be the best day ever. Can't wait. I know, me too, right? Okay, ladies, let's go ahead. If you are just watching and maybe you're working, fine, you can do this later, or you can bookmark it and come back to it. We're gonna go ahead and just start with the stretching routine. I wanna start with just the standing version, so we're gonna go in no particular order. The first one is gonna be a figure 4 stretch standing. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand rooted in one foot, place that opposite foot just above that knee. So you're forming that figure 4, and you're gonna come down into that nice low squat. So even though we're not squatting here, be mindful to push the buttons back so you're sitting back, okay? We don't ever want that knee to come forward on that toe or over those toes. We wanna always sit back. So from right here, holding that knee or pressing that knee rather down towards the mat. If you need to hold on to something for stabilization and balance, feel free. The point is, it's not necessarily in the balance, it's more in this stretch that you're getting in the outer leg and the buns. So press down on your knee as you sit down nice and low in that squat. Feel that nice stretch. You always want to hold the stretches for a period of time. The longer you can hold, the better it is. So sitting down nice and low, pressing down on that knee, and slowly rewind, standing up, switching it out, using that right outer edge of your foot just above that knee. Same thing here. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. And you will notice that one side is definitely going to be tighter than the other, and it's completely, perfectly normal. This side for me is extremely tight. So pressing down gently on that knee. This is the figure 4 stretch standing. There's 2 variations, standing and lying, which we'll do here in a second. But starting here, sitting down nice and low. Again, if you need to hold on to something, it's absolutely fine. The focus here is less in balance. That's not necessarily, well, we are balancing, but here the emphasis is on the stretch, not necessarily on the balance. So hold on to something if it means you can go a little bit deeper into that sit and slowly rise up. Good. Now we're gonna take it down to the ground for the figure 4 on the ground. Now you can do this with or without bands. If you have a band or a towel you can use, you can always use that. We're gonna come down on the ground. So you're gonna take the outer arch of your foot. Take the outer edge of your foot, and you're gonna form that figure 4 right here, but coming down on the ground. Extend the leg long, so your left leg is long, your right knee is forming that figure 4. Again here, start by pressing down on that right knee, pressing it away from your body. Feeling that nice stretch, inhaling and exhaling, taking your hands and grabbing in between that figure 4, and you're gonna slowly bring that leg closer towards your body. So as you're bringing that leg closer towards your body, you're still pressing that knee away from your body. So legs coming in, knees pressing away. Here's where you can always grab a booty band or a towel and use that to help guide that leg forward if this helps for you. So again, remember, you're bringing that leg forward and you're pushing that knee away. Keeping that figure 4 in the leg positioning. Slow, breathing. Maybe with every breath, you're pressing that knee away from your body. Slowly bend that knee, and now we're gonna switch it out. So anytime you're doing any kind of stretches, it's slow and controlled. So now on this one, we're gonna extend that right leg long, shoot it up towards the sky, take your left outer edge of your foot, place it just above the knee, forming that figure four. So start right here, we take it in layers, pressing that heel up towards the sky, using that left hand to press the knee down away from your body. So you're energetically bringing that leg closer to your body while you're pressing that knee away from your body, keeping that figure four. So we want to keep that knee away from your body rather than the knee coming in towards your chest. So now when you're ready to take it to that next layer, you're going to grab that band, bring it in between those legs. You can do this with your hand or band. This just helps to guide the leg up a little bit higher. Remember, bringing the leg up higher towards your body as your knee goes away from your body. Using a band, using your hands, using a towel, there's always a way to get into this stretch. Taking those nice breaths, slowing down that heart rate. With every breath, trying to get a little bit deeper into whatever stretch we're doing. Nice. Now slowly unwind. Taking that band just underneath those feet. From right here, we've done this before. I'm adding this one. This one isn't in the squat handbook, but we're going to shoot those feet up towards the sky. Holding right here. Now, little by little, slowly start to bring those feet up over your head. Whatever feels good, wherever those feet fall, wherever those knees land is perfect. Just keep breathing, and eventually, little by little, you can start to bring those toes up over your head and eventually coming down towards the mat. Slowly unwind, bringing those feet directly up, guiding yourself up to a seat. So from right here, using that band, this is why it's multi-use. You can use this to guide you as you come forward. So bringing that chest down towards your knees. Inhale, and as you exhale, falling a little bit further down, forehead down towards those knees, eventually one day. But wherever you are, just breathe into it. Maybe grab a little bit further down on the band or release the band altogether and grab for those toes. Coming up and out of your seat and then exhaling, falling forward. Really important that we hold each of these stretches. So nothing is forced, nothing is jerky, everything is smooth and held. So reaching, 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 and breathing. Guide yourself back up to a seat, meeting me in the top of a plank. So now we're going to get into a plank downward dog. So from right here, you're at the top of a plank. Remember, ground yourself. Everything's nice and tight. Your entire body's in alignment. From right here, take that breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Sitting back in those heels, pressing back, exhaling. We're going to get 10. So from right here, inhale, up to plank. Exhale, you can even walk those hands back a little bit, downward facing dog. Inhale, nice and slow, back up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here's 3, plank, high plank, hold, engage. Downward facing dog, pressing back in those heels. Inhale, 4, all the way to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep that core nice and tight. Exhale, downward facing dog. Back into 4 more, high plank. Take that breath, core is engaged, downward facing dog. Here we go, back into high plank. Moving the hands or keeping them steady, whatever feels good. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 more, inhale back to high plank, realign, everything's tight, buns, quads, thighs, calves, arms, downward facing dog. Two more into high plank, engage as tight as possible, exhale, downward. Inhale, high plank, last one. Align that body from crown to toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving into that low lunge stretch. Bring the right toes up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Bring your knee in towards your chest. Plant that foot in between those hands. From right here, you can use dumbbells. You can use push-up blocks. You can use yoga blocks. Something to hold on to right here in this low lunge, and you're going to sit down nice and low. Nice and low into that lunge. Micro bounces if you need to, just feeling how that feels, stretching out the back of the legs. Breathing. Holding this for 30 to 60 seconds. So put on some good music, just chill out, hold it, and breathe. Staying nice and low in that lunge. Feeling it in the hamstrings and also the back leg that's behind you. Feeling it in those hip flexors. Staying tall in the chest. Bring the right foot back to meet the left. Holding here, always engage before we move on to that other side. Left foot comes down into that low lunge. Same thing here, just adjust. Maybe some tiny little bounces. Feel that stretch right here in those hip flexors, and then you're gonna feel it here in the back of the legs. Using those dumbbells, blocks, or yoga blocks is really key here to keep yourself propped up and that chest lifted. Sitting down nice and low, feel that stretch. With every breath, maybe you go a little bit deeper into that lunge. Close your eyes. Beautiful. Bring that left foot back into that high plank. Drop to those knees and bring the dumbbells or whatever it was that you were using, take those away from you. From right here, we're gonna get into a half pigeon pose. This one is amazing. Coming up into a downward facing dog. From right here, lift the right toes up towards the sky. Bring the knee in towards your chest. You're gonna plant that foot, kind of forming that figure 4 that we had. The back foot, you're gonna rotate those toes. So here we are, we're gonna take this in layers. Start here, lifting up that chest, gaze is up ahead. So you're right here, starting in this first layer. This might be enough for you, and that's great. Just stay right here. Then as you're ready to slowly lower down and take it to that next layer, you're gonna walk those hands out in front of you, bring those elbows down towards the ground. This is layer 2. So this again is a great stretch. You're gonna feel it in the outer legs, really opening things up. So layer 2 here. If you're a layer 2 person, perfect. Sit right here in layer 2. You'll notice that as you continue to do this little stretching routine, you'll be able to get yourself down a little bit further and further towards the mat. So from right here, if you're ready to take it to layer 3, you're gonna bring those hands down, rest that forehead along your forearms, and just relax. Breathe into it. Great hip opener. Keep breathing into this space. Slowly start to bring yourself back up. We're going to rotate things out. So layer by layer, you're coming up. Uncurl those feet. Bring the right toes up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Shake it out. Bring that blood flow back in. Downward facing dog. Pedaling it out. Left feet come up high towards the sky. From right here, same thing. Bring that knee in. Plant the knee, forming that figure four. Release those toes down. Layer one. Coming up nice and high. Core is tight. So even though we're not focusing on core, remember, everything we do, this is why we're always working the core. Every squat we do, we're still focusing on that core. Everything we do is core engagement. So while we're still working the buns and while we think we're only working the lower body, we are working the entire body with every squat if you focus on that mind-muscle connection. So from right here, belly button comes up, chest gets lifted. Layer one. Layer two, only if you're ready, coming down to those elbows. Layer two. Taking those breaths right here, if this is where you need to be, this is perfect, absolutely perfect. When you're ready, and if you're ready to join me down in layer three, open up those arms, rest that forehead on the hands. Rest right here, breathe into it. Wherever you are, just surrender and breathe. Melt yourself a little bit further down. You'll notice with every breath you can get a little bit closer towards the ground. Lifting yourself up when you're ready. Layer two. Coming back all the way up, three-legged dog. Shake it out. Get that blood flow going. Bend and straighten that leg. Back to downward facing dog. Coming down onto those knees. This is a great stretch. If you have that band, you can also use the band. Otherwise, you can just use your hand. So you're right here. We're going to take that right hand and we're going to grab the toes, stretching out those quads right here, grabbing here. If you want to use that band, you can always do that. Grabbing the band here and just doing it this way. So whatever feels good, stretch it out. Hand or band, stretch out that quad. Good. Moving into that other side, hand or band, grabbing for the top of that foot, stretching it out here. Awesome. Slowly start to unwind. Meeting me down on your back. Final few exercises and we'll do a little bit of rolling before we call it a day. So coming down on the ground, we're going to start with happy baby. Bring those knees towards your chest. Grab for inner arches. Open up those legs. Oh, one of my favorites here. Just relax. Maybe sway from side to side, massaging your spine in a happy baby. Gently bring those knees down towards the mat as you sway and just relax and surrender into this wonderful stretch. You can really feel the buns stretching out at the same time. Bring those knees in towards your chest. Huge hug, align. Now release the right foot long and lean down towards the ground. Now bring your knee across your body for wind removing pose. So bring that knee all the way around until it touches the ground. Bring the left hand out. Shoot it out for a wind removing pose. You're stretching out that side body, reaching the left fingertips away from you. Feel that nice stretch in your side, your upper chest, your glutes. Bring both knees in towards your chest, moving to that other side. Bring that left leg in, or left leg long, right knee comes in towards your side body. Now shift that left knee over, reaching the right fingertips away from you. So now side body stretch on the other side. When removing pose, imagine you're a giant towel, have soaked up with water, and we're wringing all that water out. Breathe into it. Slowly start to bring those knees in. Give yourself that huge hug for showing up. Couple little rolls and bring yourself all the way up. Feels so good. All right, now grabbing a roller. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend you get one. These are really, really great to add to your home gym for all of that foam rolling, or they have these other massage type rollers that have these grooves. It's going to remove all of that lactic acid in the side leg. You can get this at your local store or on Amazon, of course. Definitely really, really important to loosen up those IT bands. It's a painful roll, but it's really essential and important. So starting up at the top, just around those hips, and then slowly starting to work that foam roller all the way down that IT band, coming down towards your knee. You can always remove a little bit of that pressure by placing the top leg on the ground, so there's a little bit less weight that's on that foam roller. That should help you if you're feeling a lot of pain. This one definitely is not fun, but it's so important. You'll find different areas are looser, tighter. As I get closer towards my knee is where I feel a little bit of that extra pain. That's where you just hold and breathe. So wherever you feel a little bit of that pain, it's not your time to blast through it, it's that time to breathe through it and hold. Slow movements. So nothing with any of these stretches is fast or explosive. It's all slow and controlled. Using that breath right where you feel that little bit of pain, hold and breathe. This is actually how you can form a little bit of your own active release therapy. So instead of going to see an active release therapist, using these foam rollers, and then wherever you feel that pain, just hold and breathe, and you release all that tension right there. Good. Now one more here that I like to do is to roll out that quad. So moving so your belly is facing down. On those forearms, you can either release that top leg, or you can bring that top leg down towards the mat just to release a little bit of that pain if it's a little too painful for you. Whatever feels good. And then just start to roll up and down that quad. Again, bringing that roller down towards your knee. And then rolling it out all the way up towards those hip bones. Woo! Slow, 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 slow is the name of this game. Woo! Wherever you feel that, you just hold and breathe. All right, now slowly bring yourself to a seat. We're moving to that other side. Same thing, starting with the IT band. So on your side right here, again, every side is completely different. So starting right here, we're gonna roll up and down that IT. Bring it all the way down towards your knee. Feel how every side is different. You might feel really loose on one side, and then the other side feels so tight. Slowly going up and down that side. And then all the way down towards the top of the knee. Woo. Slowly shifting towards that quad. So now belly comes down. Same thing, rolling up and down. Nice and slow. Ooh, you might feel a little bit of some releasing, a little bit of popping. Slowly work yourself back to a seat. Woo. Feels so good. So that is your stretching routine. If you can do that squat prep stretching leading up to our squat challenge, it's going to really, really help you. And then once we get things going, doing this 3 to 4 times a week. Ideally, if you could spend 5 minutes a day just rolling it out, stretching it out, it's going to really, really help you to stay on that squat game, to keep everything loose and limber, you squatting deeper. Because if you're bound up, the squats are not going to have the same effect. If you're bound up, those squats that you're working so hard for or hard on are not going to stimulate the muscles to give you the result that you want. So you have to make sure that you're loose and limber so that you can get deep into those squats and you're not bound up. Everything's aligned, balanced, and flowing through you. So the couple of pieces of equipment that I would highly recommend that you get are a pair of, you can always use dumbbells, as I said, but getting a pair of yoga blocks are fantastic. So this would be huge, just getting a pair of these blocks so that you can get deep into those low lunges. I do have a link in my Amazon store. I can put that below. Lacrosse ball is also huge. This little baby will help you to get into those little areas that you can't necessarily get in with the foam roller. So the foam roller, you can only go so far, so deep, but with this little guy, you can really get into those glutes a little bit deeper just by placing that ball on the ground and rolling it away. Rolling out those glutes, even rolling out the upper hamstrings. The ball is really, really good just to get in those tiny little spaces that you can't necessarily get to with the roller. So getting a lacrosse ball, this is great because it's not too hard, so it's not like a baseball, and it's also not too soft. It's just that right amount of pressure. So getting something like this, and then as I mentioned, a foam roller, one with or without the grooves. This is just kind of more of a massage roll, but they're both fine. And then finally, getting yourself a pair of booty bands is going to help you with the stretches. It's also going to help you with our stretches and also with the squat variations. I will put the link below. I do have a code and a discount code for our company to get those booty bands if you need them. And with these pieces of equipment and focusing on giving yourself a little bit of time each day to the squat prep. So remember, we can't just jump into these squats and just blast off like I know that you want to do. Easing into it with our slow squat preparation and then making sure that you are following through with this type of routine as we continue on. It's going to really help you so that you prevent injury and that you get the most out of our squat challenge. All right, my friends? Julia, it's Julia's first time. So excited for the squat challenge. I am too, Julia. This is going to be so fun for you. I love how there's so many new squatters. Makes it so fun. Dawn and Christine, I think you girls, it was your last one or your first one last year, so you girls know what's up. My legs are shaking with that roller. Seriously, I know it's no joke, but it's so important. Okay, girls, have the best day ever. Let me know if you have any questions that come up as the week goes on. If an email that didn't come up, if you have any questions about the challenge or anything moving forward, let me know. I'm here to help. And yeah, thank you guys for spreading the word. Spread it, spread it, spread it, share it, share it, share it. You receive lots of shareable things in your emails. Feel free to take any of my posts and share them, share the link. Let's get everyone involved and make this the best year ever. All right, have the best day. I will see you all real soon.